Hello, squids, kids, octolings. Welcome to the official Oceanink series, Season 5, Seeding Tournament number 2 stream. My name is Gabe. I'm one of the Oceanink and now series admins. and I believe it will just be me for the first part. Our stream team is a little bit short today, but we are just getting all of the results from the first round. As customary, we do start the stream in round 2 because we don't have our stuff together in order to start for round 1, but you know what? That's fine. Round 2 matches are up. And let's see which one I would like to have. Seeding matchmaking. Let's see. Yesone has taken Blue Peril and Emperor. That's fine. Okay. At error 404. Why isn't there a Pawsitivity roll? Mia. I want to go with error 404 versus Pawsitivity. Alright. Overlays. Pawsitivity. Error 404. And of course there is an error 404 with the team logos, but you know what, that's fine. Passwords incorrect. I'm pretty good at this. Yeah, I had that wrong. Okay, so Pawsitivity versus Error 404. Both of them are newly formed teams. So as you can see, the rosters there: Meowsifer, Mochi, Cat, Neko, Raid, Brix, Smarty, and Sora. And Error 404 has Charmy, Vinda, Kuniki, Mawile, Laserwolf, and Lucky. In the lobby we have Laserwolf, Mawile, Charmy, and Kuniki for Error 404. And for Pawsitivity we have Meowsifer, Mochi, Smarty, and King. King is, I believe I saw it in one of the, as an alternative name for one of them. Yeah, for Narcotics, Neko. I don't know why I decided to do that, but that's fine. And as I say that, the cat is scratching the carpet. But we'll be first up on Splat Zones on Snapper Canal. A good way to start this set off, I think. Smarty has been on a bit of a competitive hiatus while he's gotten his life together. And Mawile has recently left Venomous Squids to pursue other competitive opportunities. And I believe the other members have been around on various teams, but unfortunately I don't know enough about them to talk about them, so we'll see what happens, what they bring in game. I believe rat team will be Alpha, which is error 404. Gotta get these overlays right. Bam! There we go. Flat zones on Snapper Canal. Error 404 versus Pawsitivity. We got Charmy on the junior, Smarty with a 10 check. Very aggressive approach coming up from Pawsitivity there. We got Mawal on the Forge Splattershot Pro. Let's have a look at them as the zone has gone first way of error 404, but the first splat has unfortunately not gone their way. They do manage a team trade there as Mawal unfortunately doesn't get the trade against Smarty, running a lot of sub-saver. That's going to be pretty dangerous. Something you'd normally see on a Splattershot Junior. Finally, Mawal gets the trade on Smarty, but as I say, that are 3 down are error 404, and Charmy's trying their best to keep this zone painted for as long as they can, but it's going to flip over to Pawsitivity for their first set of points for today in this set. Let's see some positive gameplay from Mochi here with this Kensa mini Splatling. Throwing a Toxic Mist, has the Ultra Stamp ready. And I do hear bubbles coming out from Mawal's Forge Pro. There we go, Mochi with the hammer. Yes, gets one onto Laser Wolf, but the zone has flipped the other way to error 404. Smarty going down there in the middle, not enough movement or ink to work around with those bombs, but there we go. Q.W.R with the Tri-Slosher Nouveau, retaking the lead for error 404. This zone's ticking down quite a bit underneath 50 as the VR bomb comes out from Meowsifer now. Gonna get thrown onto the other side as Mochi takes 2 down in the zone. As the bubbles come out from Lyle. Meowsifer still painting this zone very well. Oh, but the Tri-Slosher gets 2! Q.W.R getting taken down there eventually. And once again, Mochi with the Ultra Stamp on Laser Wolf. But this zone is still error 404, so now they have flipped it back the other way. See what Smarty can do over on this left side. Gets a nice bomb splat onto Q.W.R. 2 minutes 20 left. The zone in a bit of limbo. Smarty nicely getting one. Moves over, fires the inkjet off, but I don't think he'll find anyone there. He finds one in the zone though. That's brilliant work. But now the Q.W.R coming in, and it's only the Tri-Slosher Nouveau alive, and they go down. So now it is King setting up beacons while the zone is painted. 29, 28, this zone is counting down while my cat is eating a cardboard box. King sharking here with this Octobrush Nouveau. Could choose to get, if he just goes around the other way, might get one, but, oh, fine. This team should find another one, but they're not painting the zone. They didn't paint the zone while the team was waiting there. So it's a big mistake. This game's going to go on for a little bit longer than it really should. But Meowsifer's still here in this ramp position, overlooking the zone. Fine. We got Laser Wolf with the baller from that Q.W.R. Gets popped and then goes down straight away after that. Mochi with that Kensa Mini. Patrolling that and Meowsclifer patrolling that ramp very well, taking down Q.W.R there. Charmy pops the armor, throws the bomb, customary junior play. Do they get that? Yes, very nice splat there onto Smarty. Unfortunately goes down with the Inkjet, but the Kenta Mini in the zone, doing its job. As Error 404 once again goes 3 down, and Pawsitivity are going to work away at this penalty if they can, but no, Smarty goes down. Oh, they retake the zone. Oh, Laser Wolf in from behind with the Glugers. Had no idea, got completely blown up before he even realized. Meowsclifer with another splat in the zone. Oh no, the bubbles came up huge, but only one player alive on Error 404, and that's Q.W.R, and the hammer's going to get thrown onto him, and that is the game. That's game 1 to Pawsitivity. Well played there. They didn't really push up super aggressively, but they played splat zones well enough there to keep the zone flipping in their favor. There we go. Mochi with 18 splats, 3 players in double digits, and only 2 on the other side of Error 404. So it's a good start for Pawsitivity, who I believe, yeah, they lost 0-3 to Sturgeon Turf in round 1, and Error 404 lost 0-3 to Sailor Veemos in round 1. So first game on the board for Pawsitivity in this seeding tournament, while Error 404 will want to run it back on Rainmaker Anchovy Games. So Error 404 did have, they didn't have a traditional backliner in there. Not that I think they really needed it. I think their weapon balance wasn't quite aggressive enough. They were like, what's that? A Tri-Slosher can be a Slayer, but isn't all that great a primary Slayer. You got the Junior and you got the Glugadeco, so nothing that can really take advantage of the armor that was produced. And yeah, I think they've got a little bit to work around trying to get the balance right, whereas you had Pawsitivity with a decent mix of traditional Slayers and midline turfers with the Kenta Mini. So Rainmaker requires a bit more aggression, so we'll see what they come up with. Charmy with the Clash Blaster, hello. And King with the brush overlays, please, thank you. Gotta remind myself every time. Clash Neo it is for Charmy. So a lot of non-standard weapons coming out, which is kind of what you want to see from which is about the usual course for Oceanink series, really. It's always a little bit of what weapons do these players play rather than what's the meta. First Rainmaker take is going to go by the way of Error 404, and they're going to get it to 66, just to the edge of the fan. And Meowsclifer is going to Booyah Bomb and throw it right about now. Over onto that side to get fan up, while King is over on the Error 404's fan. Can shark this probably a little better, maybe come out a little sooner, but no, right as the armor pops, that's actually better timing than I would have thought. But the ball point by Laser Wolf, almost gets yeeted. But, yeah, unfortunately Mochi goes down there, and Laser Wolf is going to pick this up, take a little bit of advantage of the fact that Meowsclifer was Booyah bombing, but unfortunately didn't have the fan upright and ready to go once they pick it up. So 2 down now. Kuniki's gonna pick it up and get roasted by the inkjet of Smarty. And this should be a repop for Pawsitivity. They're not going to take it just yet for some reason, but Smarty is going to come all the way over here and get one, but not the second. Kuniki with the end zap is going to take them out. And they're just going to run into middle where they're all waiting for him. So good work there by Pawsitivity to get that splat, but they are not really doing much with the Rainmaker as of yet. Mochi doing a lot with the hammer though, gets one straight away. Can he get a second? Ooh, that's a broken Booyah Bomb armor. That's 2 down, but they're also 2 down themselves. They can take, I wouldn't advise taking this, I'd rather get a couple down first. And Mochi's going to wisely back away from that. That's a pretty dangerous situation. Smarty's just going to pop the inkjet again. Mochi doesn't realize that the 52 gal of Mawar will drop down there, but the rest of the team is up for that. Well, 2v3 now, and it's a 2v1. Still 2v3, really. The players have respawned now. Kuniki just painting up with the armor, pops the armor, throws a bomb, and gets king in the process. Could get a second here on Smarty, does indeed trade out. As Meowscifer's the last one alive and gets the Rainmaker, stopping them at 56. And this wall point's proving quite a handful from Meowscifer. Always staying out of that range of the heavy splatling, and they are indeed the one to pick it up. So we see where they go. Not very decisive movement thus of yet, but the rest of the team is feeling out where the rest of the team is for picks. Mochi not picking up one, but effective in getting the jump back. Almost gets it before the shield of the flash wall pops up. As Meowscifer does run in and take the lead, and Mochi's just going to run away and say, you know what, I've done my job here. Smarty, though, going to keep on the offense, pop the inkjet, does find Charmy on the drop, and that ball point's going to bop him. However, I believe Mowal's gone on a bit of a run, trade with Dingo. I believe when Kuniki came up, left the beacon up there standing, and that's why they got still there. And they've left the Rainmaker unattended, so Smarty's going to get that on out of there, but it's a 4v2 situation in the favour of Error 404, and they should be able to get this one a little bit further if they can take out this heavy splatling of Meowscifer up on the top. But King is there, and they're going to trade with Kuniki, and this ball point of Meowscifer is Booyah bombing, and that's going to delay a little bit further, and Mawal's just running for their life, and they've made it to the fan. And unfortunately for them, that is going to be game 2 to Pawsitivity. So a nice run there, going through the managing to make it up over the fan and into the lower area. Double digits all round for Pawsitivity. Mawal, unfortunately, not super effective as Rainmaker carrier or with that Kensa 52. So that's 2-0 now to Arrow 404, as we think we're going to see a substitution. The third game will be Tower Control on Skipper Pavilion. Maybe Era 404 will bring in a slightly more traditional... I was going to say backliner, but I think they need a bit more offensive ability. Because they did have the ballpoint Splatling Nouveau in there, but I think just the balance of their front line is a little bit off, as I said in the first game. Kenta 52 doesn't offer all that much as a front line. All you can do is really put a splash wall down, and then you can't really play off of that with just the 52 Gal's main weapon. The N-Zap is also majority support weapon. And we're actually going to see Vinda come in. Played quite a bit of backline for Too Fast Too Woomy in the previous series, so maybe that'll allow Laser Wolf to play a bit more aggressively. But either way, Error 404 will need a win here to survive this set at least. Otherwise, Pawsitivity will take the set 3-0 in this best of 5 series. We've seen some pretty decent teamwork come out of Pawsitivity thus far. Let's see. Pawsitivity. There we go. King's sort of awareness whilst playing Brush. Well, they did play patiently, maybe a little bit too patiently, but it works for the team. But I would like to see a little bit more awareness from Error 404 in general. So we'll see how they go with tower control. Laser Wolf playing Blaster. There was more aggression versus Smarty's Blaster as well. So Vinda playing Splatter Scope with Tenacity. Mawile playing Ninja Squid Roller, everyone's favorite. And they do get the trade in the end. That's fine. As Kuniki is charging up Tenta missiles and damn it, overlays. my worst enemy. Very good at this. This is why I need someone else to run the stream and just have me commentate. That's fine. I only missed 15 seconds of gameplay, you know, that's fine. They haven't knocked it out yet. Back on the game, Gabe. Vinda is carrying this tower to checkpoint number 2, and Mawile unfortunately tried to crush the Kenta splatter shot there, and Vinda has to run away as a result. So knows that the Brush is currently behind that little block, and they should retreat just a little bit further. Unfortunately for Smarty, gets taken down while chasing Vinda, so that's not all that great. Meowscipher with the Hero Charger gets a nice splat onto Mawile. Ooh, almost got the second there, but that's alright. Pawsitivity do need a couple more picks in order to advance this tower. There are missiles coming out from King. They do have Mawile down as well as the Blaster of Laser Wolf down. So there you go, tower ridden by Mochi at the moment. Oh, gets a nice splat, does Meowscipher, but the Stingray from Vinda coming right out. Meowscipher with almost no ink res. Oh, here we go. There we go, Meowscipher. You got this. Gets back on the tower. King up there. Unfortunately gets taken out. Meowscipher has to run away now, pretty much. Nope. They don't. Mawile needs to do a little bit better with their Ninja Squid roller. Unfortunately, Ninja Squid by its lonesome is not enough to get by, especially when you're rolling around trying to crush people and disrespect them. But Era 404 are 2 down again, and Zinda has missed another shot on the tower, so King able to brush their troubles away. And Laser Wolf up on this upper area trying to defend Era 404 from another loss here, and Mochi is going to get another hammer kill. They're going to get a second, yes, and they're going to get a third onto the tower on Mawile. No, Mawile still, with that roller, is able to do enough. Gets 1, gets 2, and gets a beacon as well. Excuse me? Oh no. That's unfortunate for Mawile. As King's gonna get another splat there on Laser Wolf's blaster. 46 to 56. Pawsitivity hasn't cleared that checkpoint, unfortunately for them, so they're gonna have to clear that entirely again if they want to try and take the lead in this one. And Mochi gets the hammer, but not before Laser Wolf gets the shot off with the blaster. These beacons from King are working out a treat for Pawsitivity right now, and Smarty gets the 50 damage there. Smarty, turn around, you got one on your back. Oh, just inkjet them anyway. That's fine. As Vinda here with this splatter scopes misses a couple of shots. Unfortunately for their team yet again, running out of ink now, and Mawile can't do too much. Not when you have sticks against Smarty's motion controls. And that is 3 down, and Vinda's the only player alive for them with Stingray, and oh no, the missiles plus the Stingray pretty much stuck them in the one spot. And that is the lead for Pawsitivity with 10 seconds to go. Meowscapher on the tower, Smarty is inkjet, raining havoc, and Puniki has to get onto the tower right now if they want to force overtime, but no, they don't get there, and Pawsitivity take the set 3-0. Once again, double digits for everyone. Vinda probably not warmed up enough, having to come in pretty cold. So, yeah. Unfortunately for Era 404, they go down to 0-2 in this seeding tournament, but they'll have 3 more opportunities in the coming rounds. Everyone reminding me of overlays. It's fun. So, some very pleasing and positive play coming out there from Pawsitivity. Taking that set 3-0. Yeah, Meowscapher on the as a backline seemed to work out reasonably well for them. They knew when to drop back. They were able to hit shots with both Splatling and Charger, and the offensive core of King and Smarty seemed to work out alright. thus far. It's always hard in round one, probably against Sturgeon Turf, who are up there in terms of being one of the top teams in the region. So we'll see what other results we have from the round thus far. I think there are 2 matches still yet to be reported, but there's a lot of 3-0s. Everyone, come on. So we've got Behemoth 3-0 over Knife and Banana, Shark's Bite 3-0 over Octo Feedback, Ink Pact 3-0 over Incognito, Atlantic 3-0 over Uwu, Valiant Veemos over Krill Bill, United Untitled Splatoon team over Jiki, Survey Cake over Q.W.R, Sturgeon Turf over Sailor Veemos, Blooper Reel over Emperor, Zeitgeist over Too Fast Too Woomy, Justice over Walk the Plankton. If we look at the standings, the teams that are 2-0 are Justice, Zeitgeist, Untitled, Sturgeon Turf, Survey Cake, and Blooper Reel. They're going to have quite a fun time in the next round. At 1-1, Too Fast Too Woomy, Valiant Veemos, Ink Pact, Emperor, Walk the Plankton, Jiki, Atlantic, Shark's Bite, Behemoth, Pawsitivity, Sailor Veemos, Q.W.R. 1-0 at the moment are Cinco Paint, Team Midnight. 0-1 are Infinity, Midnight Turfers. And 0-2, where half of the teams will end up with a win next round if they play their best of 5 properly, are Error 404, Incognito, Krill Bill, Uwu, Octo Feedback, and Knife and Banana. Meow Fan Club. Very nice. How long's this one gonna go to? 45 minutes from now. From that time was 5:30, so they've got another 7 minutes to play for their game. Come on, Infinity versus Midnight Turfers and Team Midnight versus Syncopane. Let's go for... that. Alright, we'll be back with round 3 very shortly. Alright, welcome back. Our next match will be Sailor Veemos versus Jiki. Now, Sailor Veemos has been around for a little while now, whereas Jiki is a newly formed team with the members that you see on screen there, with Cocoa Puff, Milk Tea, Will, Raichu. I feel like I should know this because I did study Japanese in high school, but Enigma and Ice Clear are playing... Well, it is Raichu. Anyway. Coco, Enigma, Ice Clear, and Raichu as their starting four for Jiki, whereas Sailor Veemos will have Capitan, Ryzen, Fushi, and Inkel. This should be a fun match to observe. So Sailor Veemos coming off of, I believe, a win in their division last season, is what I remember most. But yeah, we'll see how both of these teams go. We did have Capitan and Ryzen for Team SEA in Firetail Events All-Star Invitational. We also had Ice Clear on Team South Australia. So Rainmaker on Muscle Forge Fitness. We got few cancer-sponsored weapons all round. So we're at Capitan on the ballpoint Nouveau with combat component versus and a couple of K-Boys facing each other. So I think Capitan might spot someone out already. Does find one. That's the Encourage dualies of Ice Clear being taken out. Here we go. First grab of the Rainmaker by Ryzen, but gets taken out almost straight away. Raichu could go down there, but opts not to and backs off and jumps out with the Stingray. Let's see if they pop it straight away. They do. So they get the Rainmaker. They get an assist on them. And that'll be Ryzen helping to pop the Rainmaker and take it straight away and run straight into Enigma's Kenta splatter shot for fashion. One gets taken out by the Rainmaker pop. That's Fushi. Enigma working their way to Trench and then the zone. Does spot the beacon. Doesn't quite take it out yet. Has a bit of trouble with that, but that's fine. Ends up being taken out in the end. So the bomb comes out from Inkel being thrown over to the sponge on the right side. There's Kenta, another Kenta Pro chasing after him. I believe I saw a Kenta sloshing machine by the wayside. Where is this Rainmaker? It is already taken by the Ink Rail. Unfortunately for Jiki, they were too preoccupied in 1v1 fights that they forgot about the Rainmaker, and almost so did I. But luckily for Jiki, they are still in this game, even though Sailor Veemos have taken it all the way to 6. They almost got another backdoor into the Rainmaker as well, as Fushi should be taken down there. Raichu getting the ballpoint Nouveau of Capitan with just the main weapon of the Jet Sculpture. Reasonably impressive work there. Ice Clear gets dodge rolls back into the splat bomb of Inkel, which is never fun. And they're going to pop the Q.W.R bomb and try to stay alive, but I don't think they will, and Capitan is left as the only player alive. They're in a good position to defend this. And we have Inkel and Ryzen on the scene, and Ryzen has decided to take a little bit of a drink in order to reset the Rainmaker. So Raichu here gets the double burst bomb splat onto Inkel, brings out the Stingray, gives a bit of a spray across the map to a few players on Sailor Veemos, gets an assist for their troubles, and Capitan is under a lot of pressure with this ballpoint Nouveau, and they are 2 down yet again, and Capitan has to retreat back to this left-hand side to see if Jiki can make a push, the same push over by that Ink Rail, but Capitan does trade with Raichu, and they're 2 down again. Sailor Veemos. So Coco picking up the Rainmaker with this Kenta sloshing machine, and well, there we go. Ryzen able to stop that push right there. So a couple of pushes to this left-hand side where they haven't been able to clear out the remaining members of Sailor Veemos as Jiki. And they've just got a couple of fights around the map. No one's particularly interested in popping the Rainmaker. I think Sailor Veemos would have been content in leaving it there, but no, they're going to pick it up. Capitan's going to take a little bit of damage from those fizzies. They might... No one's going to... Oh, I said no one's going to fall to the Stingray there, but they do. And Capitan, I think, has made the call to keep the Rainmaker shield a nice... Well, intact, really. There we go. Coco with a nice splat. And once again, Capitan's the only player alive, but they're there to the rescue yet again. And Jiki have to get to work popping this Rainmaker shield. They've only got 15 seconds left. Sailor Veemos don't have a Stingray to stop this, but I don't think that really matters when they're just in position every single time to do this, and they've forgotten about the Rainmaker. So there we go. Sailor Veemos with that really nice early push to 6. Able to get them the win, even though Capitan was the last one alive in a lot of situations. So Fushi only with the 3, but yeah, that very early push by them to get the Rainmaker all the way to 6. So it's a bit of match awareness from Jiki yet to be discovered. I guess they are relatively new as a team, so map list. There we go. Sailor Veemos. Okay, I'll keep talking and then I'll hit gameplay. Everything is fine. Splat on the Reef will test both teams' coordination in order to hold the 2 separate splat zones. They are relatively close together. But require different parts of the map to be held in terms of control. So each lamppost will be crucial to retaining the zone and being able to track the different flanks will be important into winning the game. Alright. Gameplay. Okay, transition was a bit early, but that's fine. Sailor Veemos up 1-0. Jiki will want to come back and win this game. Jiki with a couple of dualies. Raichu with the Tetras and Ice Clear with the Cancer dualies. Whereas Fushi has the Vanilla 96 Gal that has been rising in popularity. Ice Clear in a bit of trouble here against the roller, but no, dodge rolls out of the way. Does exactly what dualies do. Ice Clear gonna drop down onto Inkel, who had armor. Could clearly see that and unfortunately pays the price for that, but Sailor Veemos now down 2 players as Jiki take control, and they are now down to 77. Inkel gonna get another one. That wasn't their Booyah Bomb. The main weapon will work, and they're gonna go to work on that second zone and take that. And that'll be first points for Sailor Veemos. Let's see what this Explosher from Cocoa Puff is doing. They're having a little bit of trouble with a little bit of ink in the corner. They do heal 1, and they're gonna get wrecked by Inkel popping up from there. I did hear them swim up onto that position, so maybe everyone shouting in their ear is not the best idea. As Sailor Veemos are now gonna capture the lead. Enigma having a K-Pro battle there as they get taken out. Nope, by the other Splattershot Pro. That's fine. Can I hit the right button? Thank you. Raichu up here as the furthest player forward for Jiki at the moment. With the Tetras, does trade out with Ryzen, which is unfortunate as they had the splashdown ready. And Jiki is going to basically pop all of their specials in order to retake the zone. Sailor Veemos do unfortunately have the penalty now, and unfortunately for Ryzen, doesn't predict the dodge roll coming out from Ice Clear as they're going to get a second. Can they get a third? They get the dodge roll and a couple of hits onto Capitan, but no, just out of range. Capitan retreating back far enough for that as the double stacked beacons there. Yeah, that's fine. Booyah Bomb's coming out, and I believe the penalty is going to be applied to Jiki now. Raichu with a trade onto the crack-on Splat Roller of Ryzen. And Coco popping the baller. There are two players there. That could be a double splat for them. It just about is. But there's no Ryzen's still here. How did they come in? Oh, it must have been the beacon. Or all of that swim speed that they're running. But Fushi is in the zone, and this timer is ticking down. Sailor Veemos about to win game number 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. That's another Booyah. They just need. Oh, if they can flip the zone and put the penalty on, they do. And Fushi jumped out in the nick of time. Not. Oh, Enigma just holding ZR there, hoping to get a splat. Unfortunately, doesn't get it, and Raichu has to come all the way back around. They're going to do the old traditional splat down in the zone. Raichu is going to get bursted to death. And what is going on at the moment? It's just bodies flying everywhere. Coco's just trying to get the baller onto Fushi there, but oh no, Ryzen's come in and getting the double again. Really good work from the roller player, and Beacon's coming out very clutch for them. And Ryzen's going to get a crush onto Ice Clear. Oh no, dodge rolling into the roller. Really unfortunate, and they're going to just about be out of their penalty. Ryzen with the fall off on the roller. They should really... How are the zones looking? They're looking very yellow. Ryzen's going to chill out here, and oh no! Raichu straight into the waiting arms of Ryzen. And that's going to be game 2 to Sailor Veemos. Very well played there to keep the spawn camp. Well, no, it's not really a spawn camp, but just really preventing Jiki from really ever troubling the zone. There we go, Ryzen 17, 16 for Captain, 14 for Inkel, whereas unfortunately for Jiki, they just weren't getting the splats that they needed to get back into the zone. So they did provide the penalty. Give Sailor Veemos the penalty a couple of times, but unfortunately for them, they weren't able to restrain Sailor Veemos any further as they got around the back through either the roller or the Kensa Pro. So once again, great work and great map and game awareness from Sailor Veemos to close that out. You would have thought with the dualies that Jiki had that they would have been able to maneuver around the map a little better, but unfortunately for them, the teamwork on Sailor Veemos was just too good, and I think they went in a little too much one by one, and they were able to get picked off a little too easily. So Clan Blitz on Kelp Dome we'll be moving to. And it's traditionally quite a hard map and mode in order to score because of that really narrow choke point, which is the only real way to feed the power clam to. Otherwise you can go around the back and try and juggle some clams, but that usually takes a bit more coordination and takes a little too long to go all the way around. As I hit the gameplay button for overlays, yes. As we got Capitan with the heavy remix yet again. Ice Clear with the Kensa Doolies. Did they just pick one up and then throw it away? It's not very good use of resources. We do have a foil squeezer here on Coco, and they're not turfing as much as I would like them to in order to farm bubbles, which they should really have by now. That being said, Inkel is on a little bit of a clam run, and they get taken out by Enigma. So Coco really has to play the foil squeezer very effectively, otherwise it can be a very deadweight weapon. And Raichu is on the right move for the ballpoint and picks up the splat on Capitan. I don't know why they need to rain that particular area right now, as they do need to score some points. And Coco has decided to throw their life away over on that side. Enigma is on 9, and I would have probably hit ZR rather than the regular R button, as once again they're going for the sub first and then the main weapon. Enigma should hear the roller behind them, which they do, but no, unfortunately, well, fortunately for them, they do have a teammate covering. So Coco still over on this side, does have the bubbles ready this time, but sees one of their teammates in Ice Clear going down. Fushi with this end zap. Oh no, the Booyah bomb's just gone down straight away. Fushi only has 3 and is armoring with only 2 players alive. They have no clans really in this general area, so a very interesting decision to push there. And Jiki's going to score, and they're going to super jump in and get a second one. That's pretty good. 60 points is not bad on Kelpzone, but there's still 2 minutes 50 to go in this map, and Ice Clear is in a little bit of trouble being the last player alive in the middle area. They do have 7 clams though, and that's a good number. Did hear a ball. They just used it, didn't they? Yeah. And they unfortunately went down. Enigma. I believe both teams are armored right now, and there's 3 power clams. Almost looks like 4 power clams. No, just the 3. There's a beacon here, which Enigma has taken care of. Enigma is still over on this side, can affect some things. They're gonna jump to. Oh no! Is this gonna be a failed push, or? I think it might be, with Ryzen about to go down. Yep, Fushi is the only one alive, so really for Sailor Veemos that is pretty much almost worst case scenario for them. With 3 power clams only getting the 1 in and pretty much giving Jiki 1 for free. Ryzen is gonna put down some more beacons, and they've been pretty useful for Sailor Veemos this set so far. So they're gonna ball her in now, are they? No. Did anyone get the jump? I don't think so, and that's a complete wipe. As if we go on the other side, Jiki is in, and they're depositing clams. Pop the yeah, there we go. And Ice Clear is about to squish Inkel, and they don't have any more clams to deposit. But still, that's another very good push from Jiki. They've got a bit more clam blitz coordination than I probably gave them 2 games ago. So good work by them thus far, but there's still 36 seconds left, and what's that? They got Sailor Veemos have to score 46 points, so that's 2 power clams plus change. It's a 3v3 at the moment. They don't really have a very strong clam economy thus far. Inkel does have 9. They can clear out a couple on here. They need to find 1 more. Someone needs to pick up the pity clam as well, which they do. But no one hasn't... There we go. There's... Oh, that's one down. The foil squeeze are coming up clutch for Coco. That is 3 for them. And that's going to be... yeah, very well done by Coco. They came up very useful at the end with the foil squeezer. Bubbles to distract, and then the squeezer and splat bomb to actually finish the rest off. So, very good game sense. They managed to prevent Sailor Veemos from effectively pushing, and they wiped them, and they broke the basket open. So, very nice work. Yeah, almost like their abilities have swapped the last couple of games. So, very good work from Jiki to bring it back and pick up a game there. As we go over to tower control on Humpback Pump Track. Forgotten what it's like on my throat when I commentate. I will be fine. This is where we need the cough button and everything when you're doing other things that you don't want to be picked up on the mic. So yeah, Ryzen, that previous game wasn't able to affect as much with the roller, probably because Jiki had a little bit more turf to go around and was actually getting the picks. So in that sort of situation, the crack-on splat roller isn't as useful there, since it can only rely on the main weapon and basically really good vertical flick aim in order to get the splats that it needs. So it's a good change up from Jiki, and that foil squeezer at the end by Coco. So they do know how to use the weapon. A little bit early but on the gameplay, but at least it's there. Tower control on Humpback Pump Track. The tower does snake around a little bit. Stingray is helpful as it always is. Sorry about that. And Raichu going with the 52 deco. That's one way to have a Stingray. As Capitan is busting out the splatter scope. They do spot a bit of ink on this left side. The armorers come out and they're going to take the tower. They're going to get one splat onto Ice Clear, who hasn't been all that effective on the dualies thus far. But the Stingray has come out from Raichu, counter Stingray from Capitan, and I don't think, one's ended faster than the other, but, and you know what, this, oh no, Raichu, there we go, there's one. Can they find two? They're still pre-firing. Oh no, they're running through the real bomb. That's really unfortunate. Capitan's sitting on here, clearing the first checkpoint for Sailor Veemos. Ice Clear is gonna clear that tower. No, they're not. That's the unfortunate part of the duel. Is very well done by Capitan to dance around that tower to 52 points as now Ryzen. Unfortunately, as the Inkjet user goes down to Ice Clear with those dualies, dodging and weaving very well to avoid any direct. With an Inkjet of their own now and an armor, they get taken out. That's really unfortunate. So, well done by Inkel there to affect that splat. Gets a second shot onto Coco and they're down as well. So it's a 3v2. Sailor Veemos taking the tower yet again around this corner. Booyah bomb from Inkel. Coming across as Capitan, still riding the tower, but no! Coco is there with the cancer splatter shot to retake the tower and take down Fushi as well. That's 3 down. Sailor Veemos, the last is Capitan, who is on 70-ish points to Stingray, but no, they're going to be pushed down a little further. Coco, where's your aim? There it is. You've got your teammates to help you out. Don't worry about it. And there we go, you got your teammates to help you out over there as well. And now the inkjet coming out yet again gets snipped out of midair. Well done, Capitan. So they've got another player underneath them. It's Raichu. And they get taken out as well. And this blaster from Ryzen is doing a little bit more work than Jiki would like. They get a 50. They jump out. Good choice. Ryzen's going to take this. Well, someone's going to take this tower, surely. They're in a good position. But there are 3 specials on the board. Oh, that's a direct! Ryzen! Very well done. It's the second direct, but no, the armor has saved them, and there's counter stingrays and all sorts of shenanigans going on. Ryzen can get a 50 onto Ice Clear. Can they get another set of 50s? They turn around and get the 180 direct! Oh, well done by Ryzen. Unfortunate for Ice Clear, they feel the wrath of Ryzen's custom blaster. Gets another direct onto Enigma. They're popping off right now. So, unfortunately for Coco and Jiki, they are facing quite the loss here. Only pushing it to 88, not clearing the first checkpoint. And Capitan and the team from Sailor Veemos, don't worry about that missed shot. They are well on their way to winning this set 3-1 with 1 minute and 11 left. I'm surprised that Coco hasn't really hit the right stick in to use those missiles. Enigma using the armor. Coco, where are your missiles? Stingray at the ready for Raichu if need be, but this blaster is just on another planet. Ryzen! Popping off, that's another one. That's a clip save. We'll see you on Twitter. Inkjet versus Inkjet battle. Do they go for the dogfight? Come on. Ah, there we go. Inkjets have expired. Oh, Ryzen just gets sparks on the one, but oh, they know exactly where they are, but no, only gets a second set of sparks. And Coco's gonna go down again to Inkel, and this Stingray from Raichu hasn't been really effective. In fact, the entire Jiki team is only now pushing the tower. They've managed to get 2 down, but the Stingray of Capitan is there. Let's see if they get anything from the tower, but I don't think anyone's really there to really try and tackle the tower, and Sailor Veemos Fushi gets on, and that is the game. So that is Sailor Veemos 3 to Jiki 1. It was a very entertaining set. What's that, 15? 16 for Ryzen. 10 for Fushi. 6 armors there as well, and Capitan with the 5. That's all that they really needed to do. Just provide enough Stingray support. Unfortunately for Jiki, they do have a little bit of work with their dualies to do in order to avoid the roller splats and the blaster direct. But fair play to Ryzen and Sailor Veemos. They teamed up well, and the individual brilliance shone through. Jiki had their moments during that Clan Blitz match. They had a couple of nice pushes, but over the whole set, Sailor Veemos proving the superior. And we will be right back for the next set of matches, which will be coming up to you very shortly. We'll wait for this round to finish, and then we'll find another set of matches. But just to... Oh, actually, there's only Octo Feedback versus Incognito to report in, so let's go through the results. Cinco Paint losing 0-3 to Atlantic. Q.W.R 1, Shark's Bite 3. Jiki 1, Sailor Veemos 3, as mentioned. Walk the Plankton 3, Pawsitivity 0. Valiant Veemos 3, Behemoth 0. Emperor 3, Infinity 0. Error 404 3, Inkpact 1. Need a bit more water. Blooper Reel 3, Too Fast Too Woomy 0. Midnight Turf is 0. Krill Will 3, Knife and Banana 3, Uwu 0. Untitled Splatoon Team 3, Sturgeon Turf 0. Zeitgeist 3, Team Midnight 0. Justice Esports 3, Server Cake 0. That brings us to Justice 3 and 0, along with Untitled Splatoon Team and Blooper Reel. Cat not getting in the way of Rambo Az's Splatoon monitor, unless, you know, that's actually good luck. The Pawsitivity, the Meow Fan Club is strong. Sturgeon Turf 2 and 1, along with Valiant Veemos, Emperor, Walk the Plankton, Atlantic, Survey Cake, Shark's Bite, Sailor Veemos, and Midnight. And there's still a couple. Who have we got? So we got. It seems as though Zeitgeist has dropped after being 3 and 0. Knife and Banana has also dropped after being 1 and 2, despite having the longest team list. But we've got the last match to come in. We'll be back in maximum 10 minutes then. boy, do we have a match for you. Untitled Splatoon team versus Justice Esports. So, Untitled Splatoon team is unofficially, officially the new team captained by Sluke, which will have Nex, River, Latias, and FLC. That's a scary lineup, but just as scary as Justice's lineup of Perks, Shockwave, Yoshiko, Geo, and Jack. I believe Will's internet's a bit busted, so Perks. The perks of changing your name. So yeah, I'll get the thing right. So eRiv, EFLC, eNex, eSluke versus just Shock, just Jack, just Geo, and just Yosh. This is gonna be exciting. Retweet or tweet out the stream. Tweet out that it's actually happening. It is Untitled Splatoon team versus Justice Esports. We're going to play a best of 5, and the 5 maps are probably 5 maps that they haven't actually played on before, because every time they get Tower Control the Reef and Splat Zone's Wahoo World. So this will be different for them. And I'm glad that both of these teams are actually playing in our seeding tournament and are actually matching up for the first time prior to the series, with FLC on board. So, with that being said, Tower Control on Arowana Mall is a very interesting pick. Especially if Sluke's the only backline and they're probably not playing Stingray. Clemblitz on Gobi Arena will also be interesting. And Splat Zones on Blackbelly will also be very interesting. But for now, we got the first game coming up. We'll see what they go for, and it's going to be double K-Pro with Tetras and a Soda Slosher. That is a very aggressive comp right there, and Shock is going to play his newly created Kenneth Rapid build, and Yosh is going to play Charger with Stingray. Already Yosh is being targeted there with the K-Pro, so they are actually 2 down. 3 down now. As River's just gonna try and throw a couple of... Oh, gets a nice Splat Bomb splat onto Jack. Let's see what this tower is doing. Nex is riding it and gets snipped from the tower. Sluke also gets sniped, and Geo is unfortunately not gonna get them before they jump out. And River is gonna not quite all waste their Burst Bomb Rush, but certainly not exactly the most effective thing, as Justice are now 2 down versus that double Cancer Splatter Shot professional build, as River is going to use the geometry of Arowana Mall to his effect, and River is unfortunately not going to use the Slasher super effectively, and that is going to be a wipe on the side of Untitled Splatoon team, meaning Justice is going to take this tower all the way to the lead and that second checkpoint. So Sluke's up here and able to contest the tower, but Shock is able to ride the tower just a little bit longer than Sluke would have liked. And Jack is going to get splashdown cancelled by Nex. As this tower's... Nex, please. Thank you. Yeah, Justice getting it to 30 is not too bad. Geo with a Splat Bomb splat is always nice. Being 2 down is never nice if you're Untitled Splatoon team versus Justice, because they know how to turn on the afterburners. And Sluke is going to trade with Geo. And this tower is going to push back to 30 again, maybe. Shock is, with his baller, is going to splat FLC and Nex and well, next, is just going to clean up the other two members of Justice. But goes into mid where Geo is waiting, and FLC is not, unfortunately, on his game to outpoint Geo in that occasion, and now Justice are 2 down. A couple of players jumping to River, who is furthest forward, but Yosh is in the right position to get that splat. Geo is going to get another note, and unfortunately for River, I think he has to... No, yep, they're delaying killing him because he knows he's screwed. That's really unfortunate. So, once again, regrouping our Untitled Splatoon team. Shock's in the middle. There's a minute 42 left. They've got a nice push. They don't have to... yeah, you want to push it a little further, I think. So, oh jeez, FLC dodge rolling on the grates over on the upper area of Arrow Animal is not the most favourable thing in the world. And Shock doing the exact same thing, knowing he's dead, but no, he doesn't die! He jumps back to spawn. Now the positioning forwards of centre from Untitled Splatoon team hasn't been the best, so I'd like to see... But it's only the 2 K-Pros up, and next is going to... Well, he's still alive for now. And River got the stealth jump in, but no, Geo is up to it. Up to the task of getting the spawn... of getting the super jump camp. Unlike myself, I've missed a few splat bombs in the past on super jump camps. And that's why I'm not currently in a Splatoon team. FLC, oh, Geo is just going to walk straight into a splat bomb while FLC is in the middle area, and he's going to use all 4 dodge rolls and get splattered by Shot, who has had the favour returned to him by Sloop, and they're finally taking a slightly more aggressive push here. They know that there's 17 seconds left to go. Sloop really... Oh no, he's versus the... Oh, he does get it! But it's a 2v2, and River versus FLC, River and FLC, Yosh. Oh, it does the tower dance. Oh, Yosh has to contest. Oh no! And that is the lead in the very last 3 seconds for Untitled Splatoon team, and they take game 1. What a game. Justice really had that on their terms for a lot of it, and then unfortunately for them, a couple of things just went a little bit wrong. They got the right Untitled Splatoon team took the right areas on their push, and game 1 goes to Untitled Splatoon team because Yosh had to hit her shots on the tower rider, and she couldn't, so she had to go down and try and contest it, but the entire tower was painted yellow, so she couldn't really climb it, and all 4 of them were there, so... Good tower juking by Slook and the rest of the team on that last one, and unfortunate for Yosh, who has to try and get a pixel perfect shot. But FLC with 5 splats, he's not going to be too happy with that, but they did win the game, so that's what matters. Game number 2 on Clam Blitz. Oh, oh, hey, you know what? My mic's been muted. Oh boy. That was fun. I had really good commentary for that too. Never mind. Game 2 is Clam Blitz on Govi Arena. Why didn't someone tell me? You'll give me crap about overlays. You don't tell me when my mic's muted. Overlays. FLC is going to play Splash because he needs turf in order to perform rather than using Tetras, although Tetras might be an okay option, but if his aim is not on because it's not the correct time of day for him, then Splash is a perfectly viable option. So we got a tent here coming out from Shock as well. going to try and do his best Gookie impersonation, but Geo is already doing that by falling in the middle there. River with being a Splat Bomb main with this Soda Slosher, and gonna get taken out by Shock. And this tent is gonna do plenty of work getting this Inkjet camp there. They're 2 down, and oh no. Oh no! That's the saddest tent umbrella I've ever seen! But it's gonna be first score for Justice, regardless. River's the last player alive, sitting on this Slick. I don't think they've noticed him yet. And does get Geo. Is that... Oh, that's very good work from River, but... Oh, where is that other player? Oop, that's the other goal. We want that goal. We got Sluke waiting for the pity clam here, as it's back to 4v4. Neither... Well... There's 2 specials on the side of Untitled Splatoon team. Both in use at the moment. And unfortunately neither of those specials have been proven super useful. And River's the only one alive again. So this will be another score yet again for Justice if they choose to do so. But they're not doing that just yet. Who was that went down? That was Geo. Jack having to use Splashdown after getting one of their players. No, oh, Jack only just trading with FLC. And Sluke jumping in. Ooh. Shock's been reasonably effective with this tent umbrella so far. They do get another player and... Oh no! That's Jack's turn with the Tetras now. To affect the splat, and Sluke trying to get into that jail, but he goes directly to jail. And pays for his life. As there's a couple of chickens doing up on the stairs. A few extra spectators. As the Booyah Bomb and the Inkjet come out for Untitled Splatoon team. But their clam economy is just about non-existent. It will exist now that Shock's given up a few clams. And that'll be Power Clam given over to Nex. A couple of players being located there. With the point sensor of the Heavy Remix user in Yosh. And I think there's a player going around the back. Was there? No? Thought I saw someone over on the other side, but that's fine. Sluke getting a nice splat onto Yosh, but unfortunately Untitled Splatoon team are 2 down. FLC and Sluke the only members alive, and that's good teamwork against Geo. So Shock's been a real thorn in their side thus far with the tent umbrella. And FLC going on a flank that really isn't required, trying to make some hero plays, and the same with River. So a couple of call-outs that haven't been the best coming out from United Untitled Splatoon. I'm going to screw that up so many times. Probably because I need to play more Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game. But that's Shock jumping out rather, when they have 9, and that's going to be a full wipe. Unfortunately for Untitled Splatoon team, they're going to get scored on again, and Shock's going to bring out the bubbles. Do they have beacons? They do have a couple of beacons up on this side, but Shock's going to get a few more, and they're going to put the canopy up in the jail. Oh, they just missed out on that. How did they do that? Shock's a god. Unfortunately for them, Nex is there, but this push is still going. They just... Oh, okay. So they didn't have a power clam. That's fine. So Untitled Splatoon team did not score a single point on Clam Blitz on Gobi Arena. Each of their players scoring 6 KA. And we'll tie the series up 1-1. Yeah, Justice pretty much controlled that entire match, really. They were able to get regular periods where Untitled Splatoon team only had 2 players up and River was the only player alive. But yeah, the teams are doing well, and they sort of realize that when they're alone in those situations, if they haven't already swum to safety and jumped out, that they're going to die a very painful death from all 3 directions. So they end up squid bagging, and it's kind of fun to watch. But then the other, on the other side, they delay their deaths so that they that they don't spawn as fast and they don't have the numbers to mount a comeback push. So there's that side of it. Really good work by Justice in that game. And they've really controlled about 90%, well, 80% of both games so far. It's just, for that first one, that push at the very end, really, they got Yosh out of that upper open position on Arrow Animal, and as a result, she couldn't hit the shots on the tower. So that was Untitled Splatoon team's win condition, and they took it. So Splat Zones and Blackbelly, the win condition is prevent the other players from painting their side of the zone to keep the zone's timer from counting down. Burst bombs will come in handy. I wonder if FLC will go back to Vanilla Splash-O-Matic or if they'll go to Tetras. Tetras, I wouldn't say they're super great around here. Control the zones. FLC is playing Tetras. He's playing Haunt Tetras, everyone. Jack is playing Slosher Decker. And Yosh is playing Ballpoint against Luke's Ballpoint. So this is going to be fun. There's a Slosher Decker from River as well, don't forget that. And really, they're just trying to one-up each other. Geo playing the Kiver shot. Regular splatter shot on Black Belly is always fun. And FLC's dodged, unfortunately, the wrong way to get Jerry, but... And Nex has decided to pay for his life. And so is River. Thank you. Yes, blind. Yeah, it's like... Yes, Silaris, it's like the Pokemon Forest screen. Where was I? Jack is unfortunately dying after using the baller from the Slosher Decker. So with just the 2 players up, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to regroup. Justice and Nex is gonna come in behind them. Oh no. That is a double for Nex. And that's gonna be triple. Yep. Oh no. Geo shuts him down. This zone's ticking down. These zones are ticking down quite quickly. Geo is gonna get... No, he's not gonna get FLC. Not even assist on FLC. That's incredible. And, oh no! River and Nex double team to get... Oh, wow. Really good work from Untitled Splatoon team to maintain... Oh, River almost... He flubbed a second shot, but that's alright. These, it's turned into an absolute chaotic map, and it's turned into Untitled Splatoon team's favor as these timers are ticking down, and... Yeah, unfortunately for me, I missed out on half the game. But you guys got another good taste of Oceanink Radio. It wouldn't be a set with me in charge of overlays without it. Enex with 10 splats and 2 inkjets. Very well played. FLC with no splashdowns, but Riv has always been a decent slosher. So he wanted to pick up dualies, wanted to pick up Brella. He really wants to have quite a diverse weapon pool in order to always be relevant in whatever meta suits him. So against Justice, I think matching sloshes is always going to be a pretty good idea. Untitled Splatoon team wins that third match on Splat Zone's Black Belly. I wonder how many people pinged me for overlays. A record number. Rainmaker Schellendorf is, I will say, a map and mode combination. It has been reworked, but the main strats still remain of taking it fast and taking it straight down the middle and getting them on unfortunate respawn cycles so that you can get it up the stairs. Otherwise, you take the slow route on the left side where you use the Rainmaker shots in order to make sure that they file in one by one from spawn directly into the Rainmaker. I would say Tetras are good here. I'd say Sloshers are good here. I'd say Ballpoint's very good on here. So it really should suit both teams if they have decided to devote their time and effort into training on this map, which all teams really should train on at least 75% of maps. Because otherwise, if you have bad maps in your map pool, then when it comes to like counter picking stuff, you don't really have many things to go towards. But if you're very strong in those maps, then I don't blame you. River's gonna pick the Sorella in Rainmaker. That's quite a nice pick. So let's follow him. And they do get the very quick pop. And Vanilla Brella versus Tentabrella is also quite an interesting one. River spots one dropping down, but no, they're two down. Oh no, River gets one. What is happening? The members of Justice are not able to bring justice to River, and he's able to get another splat while those Rainmaker, with the second player being alive, has picked it up, and River's gone an absolute... Oh, he's almost in the base, but Gio's shut him down. Anyway, they've got it to 49, which is a pretty good start, I guess. And FLC has paid for his life by jumping into an unfortunate area. Gio versus River. River's using the geometry very well. He's using it pretty simply. Wow. Oh no. Unfortunately, ooh, very well placed and aggressively timed from Next to get that Rainmaker. But now Yoshi's going to take it. She's going to take the lead. Use these steps as a little bit of an annoyance, but Next is going to be there to take them down before they can actually jump up the stairs. If Gio is smart, yep, Gio has been wise to it, and so is Sluke now. So Sluke's going to take this now. Gio's jumped out, and oh no, Yosh is right there, but oh, using the cover of the map. Well done. Good use. Oh no. This hammer, it's... Hang on, wait, oh no, the yeet didn't happen. But they're with Sluke's paired with FLC, this might be a knockout, but no! It's gotten to one, they got into the dunking animation before the Booyah Bomb got to them, and now River's here, they don't have the Splat Bomb rush once again, unfortunately, but Untitled Splatoon team has taken the Rainmaker all the way to 1 point on Rainmaker Schellendorf. That in itself is very difficult. And it was just an unfortunate timing of Yosh going down. With the pairing of FLC and the Rainmaker, they were able to make it happen. Oh, good work here by River, but good work by Gia, more importantly, to stay alive. And they're trying to fight a 1v1 while the rest of the team's going down. It's all up to River to get this. No, it's going to be the dunk. Oh no, it all fell apart for Untitled Splatoon team. I was watching the River 1v1, but all of the team were dying around him. It means we're going to game 5, by the way. Unfortunately for River, the Splat Bomb Rush didn't work out once more, and it went from one all the way to 100 the other way. Yeah, so this is turning out to be quite the set, as expected. Also, I have no idea what's going on with the colors. Why is you not purple? Well, why is you yellow here on the right side? And then maybe if the logos actually worked, which they don't at the moment. But Tower Control Starfish main stage is a map and mode that Ladias doesn't particularly like, so she's not playing in this one, so I'm sure she's glad that she's not playing Starfish. But she would like to be out here in order to affect the result and bring home the win for Untitled Splatoon team. But the 4 that are in the game, I'm sure, can bring it home, and Justice will bring in their best efforts to make sure that doesn't happen. Both teams playing very aggressively, very fast-paced, very decisive, and that's exactly what you want when you're playing Splatoon. A couple of hero plays not quite working out as they would like them to be. And I didn't press A, but I will make sure that my mic is unmuted and that I will hit gameplay so that we can see this epic game 5. Will we see the... Oh no, next. And Shock is playing the Kenta Rapid Blaster, which has been reasonably well received here. Where's Shock? There we go. Torpedo plus Blast. No, it doesn't work in the end. And Shock flubbing his shot there. Unfortunately, gets a direct, gets a follow-up there. And I'm sure FLC is not particularly happy with this team comp, as they effectively wipe and Shock is on the tower. Next, what are you doing? I'm expecting on Twitter that he'll say that he threw the game, but oh, unfortunate for Yosh, they brought out the Stingray at the really inopportune time. But unfortunately for FLC, they haven't been able to stop Justice from reaching the checkpoint. FLC, unfortunate for him, gets splashdown countered. While this tower is gonna keep going, and next only has beacons and doesn't have missiles charged in order to... This is all going horribly wrong for Untitled Splatoon team. It's like they've been caught honking. Now, FLC can only trade. Shock is able to jump on the tower, but no, Nex is there from above with the Neo Sploosh, and only Jack is left alive in the middle. So we saw it go from minus 99 to 100 for Untitled Splatoon team. It might go from minus 4 to 100 for Untitled Splatoon team this time, Although no, not if none of their players are alive. Sloop playing the Kenta Splattershot Professional is going to get taken down by Yoshiko's Stingray. And this is going to be a knockout. Well done to Justice for winning Game 5 in the set that really defines Australian Splatoon. I want to throw it over to an interview with Next, but I don't think I want to. River, unfortunately, with 1 splat. Geo with 10, double what the top splatter of FLC got on Untitled Splatoon team. And it's just one of those really unfortunate map and mode combos that really snowballs one way or the other. And I think Justice has got that figured out a lot faster, and with this particular team more so than Untitled Splatoon team. So maybe a little bit of work to do on their part for that map, but it's probably not something they're going to worry about. They're going to try and figure out something between now and when the actual series starts. So if you really want to counterpick against Untitled Splatoon team, if you ever do face them, pick Tower Control Starfish main stage. I was about to say Towerfish control stage. Please don't ever do that. But that was a very nice set to watch and to listen into for those of you playing at home on the wireless. I believe we did seed Justice Splatoon as the #1 coming in. So that has eventuated. But Untitled Splatoon team has a bit of work to do in terms of team coordination and stopping pushes outright before they become too out of control. But if it is in Untitled Splatoon team's control and it does become that messy 1-for-1 trading kind of thing, I think both in general, both teams are able to play that once they're in control, make it as messy as possible and make it as chaotic as possible, so that the last player is standing between the enemy team and the objective is the ballpoint or the sniper, and they're about to win and they can trust their teammates enough to jump to them and hit their shots. So a very good showcase of top tier Australian Splatoon there. We'll be back for the final round very shortly, but I should mention some results that have happened thus far in the round. Surprisingly, we've had a Game 5 that started a little bit later, finished before some other matches. So, Too Fast Too Woomy has 3-0 Pawsitivity, Incognito 3-0 against Uwu, Sturgeon Turf 3-0 against Blooper Reel, Survey Cake 3-0 against Atlantic, Emperor 3-1 against Sailor Veemos, Walk the Plankton 3-0 against Valiant Veemos, and Synchro Paint 3-0 versus Ink Pact. We'll be back with the final round very soon. And I will remember to unmute and do overlays. Oh no, the timer expired. What happened? We're back. Round 5 matches are available. And I should try and find which thing I want to find for the last round. Untitled Splatoon team is facing off against Emperor. Justice is facing off against Sturgeon Turf. Blooper Reel versus Shark's Bite. Cinco Paint Sailor Veemos. Infinity versus Jiki. Survey Cake versus Walk the Plankton. Alright, we're gonna finish off with Krill Bill versus Q.W.R. If only this worked. Q. Now I should have players. Technical difficulties. Yeah. Okay, now that I have people added, I can actually talk about this. And they're starting. Krill versus Q.W.R. I believe Q.W.R. is Team Alpha, so we'll swap that over, and we'll swap over to gameplay. Clan Blitz on Manta Maria. Another difficult one to initiate scoring with, and Gaz has gone with a custom Hydra, Spin with a custom Explosion. We have Kent's Splatter Shot and the Vanilla Ink Brush from Sparky. Decent team comp coming out from both teams. Mix of aggression and a bit of backline patience. Sparky will be hoping to get a few. Oh, unfortunately, if they just kept holding ZR and kept pressing ZR in that situation, they would have gotten a splat out of that. But how are they to know? For them, they do go down to the Explosion of Spin. But unfortunately for KB, they do have 2 down on their side now. Just gets a nice point sensor out. Ooh, very nice direct after that. So, all done by Spin. Ruben deciding to hand a teammate with 6 clams the football. Oh, are they jumping to each other? No, they're not. Ruben could really do with a couple of Bob-style Kensa Jr. torpedo bubble combos there. As they're now 3 down, Krill, with only Chich with the football alive and providing safe jump for them. So good suction bomb placement. Say no more. Sparky providing extra cover with the Q.W.R bomb there, and they're gonna get a nice. Ooh. Oh wow! Sparky with the splashdown there, and that's going to be 2 footballs in the basket. And Sparky's going to try and get some more clams, just for gathering purposes. The push is done there. Wow, they managed to swim all the way around and not pick up the football and put the clams. Oh no, Ruben runs straight into location. who runs straight into the custom Hydra of Gaz. Nice, Gary. Blaze is over here trading away with Udon with the Clear Dapples versus Cancer Pro. Spin providing yet more cover with the mildly desynced. Oh no, Spin put up the spin. Oh no! Splattered by Splat Bomb. Words you don't want to see there. And Blaze, oh no! Unfortunately, needs to hit the gym with that one. But a penalty of was 1, now 11 on the side of Q.W.R, who have done very well to control this map so far. Sparky gets one with the brush, and then Splashdown doesn't get the second. Nice follow-up onto Udon, and distracts the rest of Krill long enough that they have to retreat a bit further. Runs into Chich though, who did have armor, and they're in again. Q.W.R. It's just a never-ending supply of points here. They're 48, but Krill now have a player going for a swim. But I was going to say, they do have 2 power clams, make that 3 with the pity that has just been spawned. As Blaze here trying to guard that football from being picked up again. And Sparky, the basket's open again for Q.W.R. A bit of a decent between Spin and his actual shots, but that's okay. Nothing super major. This offensive one is not providing enough picks for Krill build, so there we go. There's very good defense there from Blaze, and is there? That's 1. That's 2. That's a few power clams. They're gonna need a few more. They have to. Oh, they got a nice lucky spawn. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, if Udon didn't miss that clam, they won. Lukesh, no, he's BR bombing. When he needs to pick up the clam, he just needs to swim up and press A. He's done it! Lukesh has won Krill the game by picking up the clam with the assist from Udon. After having control all of that game, Q.W.R have clutched defeat from the jaws of victory. Ruben there, unfortunately, with the 4 splats, not providing a Bob-esque performance that we usually see when Cancer Jr. is brought out. But good job by Krill in the end to know what their win condition was, which was have the power clams in hand, use the specials, go over the little sneaky, and prevent Q.W.R from advancing and approaching. That. We'll do that as well. Who's deciding to sub out? Someone from Q.W.R, which they can go to either TD NZAP or they can go to Hurdles. And that was Ruben deciding they need to hit the training room for a little bit. And TD NZAP with their European game is going to come in. Hey! EU copy of the game, first few months. plays the game in French from... There's a fun fact. Tower controller muscle forge fitness. Very hard to stop the snowball if it begins and once they clear that first checkpoint. Maybe with the way Q.W.R plays with that custom Hydra on Gaz, if that's sitting on the tower, that would be very difficult to push off unless they have armor and you throw a bomb on the tower and they go flying. But Spin might have a hard time if they continue using custom Explosher. So I'd like to see a bit of Splatling play come out. Always nice on Muscle Forge. And we'll see if TD NZAP plays the NZAP. And I've noticed I've got the case wrong on TD NZAP. Oh, and they've DC'd. Fantastic. We'll be right back. Overlays. Alright, let's see if TD NZAP's internet holds up again. Alright. So far, so good. TD NZAP plays Kensa Dynamo, as it turns out. And they're gonna farm the Q.W.R bomb straight away. Over on that right-hand side of Krill. Sparky playing the Kensa Jr. in place of Ruben. Blaze playing Blaster, which is what they're usually known for. It's a direct onto... Ooh! Okay. Unfortunate for them. And gets the secondary onto Chich. There's a baller behind them if they're aware of it. Oh, and the ball has been popped. They can, yep, effectively assist. Come on, Blaze. Is that a... Nope, just deciding I might clip that. But as a result, 2 of the teammates are down, and they're gonna have to, they're gonna struggle to get back in. Blaze making some nice custom blaster plays. We've had a few of them already today. Lakesh with the Kenta Splatter Spot. He's gonna use the missiles instead of take... Oh, and then take the tower. Rather. Not a complete misplay. But City ends up going to fall down to the Stingray of Spin, who has gone over to the Vanilla Heavy Splat lane. But Gaz is still on that custom Hydra. We've got a Splatling battle over on that right side, but Spin is thinking better of it and spinning on out of there. Lakesh can only trade with Gaz there. As Spin is now taking up a middle position instead of, but not on the tower, and still getting rid of the torpedoes that are being thrown out there by Sparky. Checkpoint's been cleared and Gaz is being targeted by not only Chich but the Stingray and now the missiles, and they're going to swim on out of there, and Sparky, unfortunately coming from spawn, is going to get taken out by those missiles, originally for Gaz, so not the best team coordination there, and Spin's going to take out Gaz. So Blaze still chilling here. Gets a 50 and a 30, that's really unfortunate. But Udon is going to get Sparky again. They're almost feeding a little bit now, Q.W.R, and this is really dangerous territory. Krill Bill could take this game. And Udon with a crush. Oh no, that's going to be really unfortunate for Sparky. They've really been ineffective this game, and this tower's with 3 on it is going to take it. No, they all died to the blaster, but someone jumped in with the baller and taken the tower. So that is another game. Well, rather. I've swapped who's who because of the lobby, right? No, that's correct. That is correct. My bad. Q.W.R. That was a win for Q.W.R. There's a crew. Hang on, I'm gonna have to mute, sorry. Alright, back, and I'm sorry, that was 2-0 Crowville. So Blaze has gone over to the Heavy Remix, and Gaz is now playing the Splush-O-Matic, which is very interesting. So we'll see the the anchor play ultra short range, as it is. And they're not playing it aggressive enough, I don't believe. And they've gone with the splashdown, which they've done successfully to take out Rakesh. But unfortunately they get taken out by Chich in the zone, which means that timer is now ticking down a little bit longer in favor of Krill. Chich, unfortunately, not able to aim up just yet, and Chich is going to get taken out by Gaz coming around from the other side. And Gaz is going to do a sploosh thing, and is going to do another sploosh thing, and splash down and get a third. Well done, Gaz. Use another curling bomb and zip around effectively. Oh no, they're playing quick respawn. Okay. That's an interesting build if I ever saw one for a sploosh. Explosion taking out player there. Spin doing well. Okay, so they're gonna go for bubbles from over there. Oh, gets a player. Sparky. Unfortunately hasn't been... Oh no, spin. Goes down to the Booyah Bomb from Blazed, who has been unfortunately playing a lone hand for Q.W.R. thus far. They're gonna go again. Oh, there we go. Chich is finally down. And Spin getting a nice double hit with the Explosher. They're doing very well on this. There we go. Sploosh of Gaz. Playing the whole fresh fish outfit, as I've only just realised. An interesting build does not do that justice, as interestingly Q.W.R are still in control of this zone. 5-4, and no one can paint the zone for Krill, so that's going to be a game for them. So Gaz with the 7. Well played. With the sploosh. Does what sploosh things does, but would have liked to see them a little bit more forward of center, but effective nonetheless with the splashdowns, especially around this level. As we move on to a Rainmaker Port Mackerel for Game 4. So the way Q.W.R played that game with that bit of controlled aggression there, making it a little bit chaotic, trading 1-for-1. I think it'll work well in Rainmaker Port Mackerel, especially if see another sploosh from Gaz. Always works to hold down one lane. Could we see a Game 5, maybe? Another Game 5? Hopefully it won't be as one-sided as what we saw last time, but I believe these teams can go the distance. They're reasonably well matched. A nice change up there from Q.W.R to show that they've got a couple of different modes and different players that can play different things, so that's good. Would like to see Sparky and NZAP pull their weight a little bit more to affect team fights instead of running out of ink and feeding. Spin's been playing a pretty good hand back there for Krill after losing low 247 to Blue for real. So TD ends up playing a brush, which is the furthest back, unfortunately at the moment, when it should be the furthest forward, but we'll let it slide. Blaze playing the splatter shot, gets completely destroyed by two armor-clad members of Krill, and Chich is running this Rainmaker. He's got one! Sparky unfortunately getting taken down by the Rainmaker shot. TD ends up raining all sorts of ink from above with that Octobrush Novo. That's a lot of quick super jump for a brush. And Blaze unfortunately going down to Lukesh, who has... That's an interesting build for against Pro. Object Shredder with all the main power up. Lukesh, I don't think anyone's going to really pick this up, and Lukesh is just sat in a suction bomb that they didn't see. As the Rainmaker gets reset to where Spin is sitting, and the yeet! Nope. Fell in between two. There we go, Sparky getting muted back the other way. And that's a full wipe. Ah! Damn it! Well, you got to see the main part. That's what happens when you're too focused on the game. Thank you, everyone. I wonder if anyone's better at multitasking than me. Pretty good at it. Gaz splats Udon, but the Rainmaker goes down on the side. As Spin gets another Stingray splat. And this Rainmaker's in a slightly unfortunate place for if you are Q.W.R. Oh, Spin just had to keep... Oh no. Where'd the hammer go? Sparky can only trade with Spin, so that's fine. Oh, that's a complete mess over there, but the last up is blazed, and oh no, they tried to. Oh, what have they tried to do? They just need to hold forward at the time of need, where they need to hold forward and ZR. Unfortunately, unable to do that, and Udon is going to run straight into an ink mine. Plays the buy Spin, and they're going to get outbrushed by TD NZ. This Rainmaker's going to get pincered eventually by Blaze, but ends up trading. So is it Sparky? Where's this last? Udon is last and providing safe jumps for the team. Well done by Udon. Can get the brush on Sparky. Gets the second brush onto Blaze. Oh, it doesn't get the third on TD NZ. So well played. And that's going to be the easiest splat for Lukesh there. And it's going to be another easy one. No, Gaz turns around 90 degrees and spots. So armor going to be deployed by Gaz. Fire a seized Udon straight in their face. Oh, and Udon turns around and runs out of range, unfortunately, too. Losing the brush battle to TD ends up yet again, and TD ends up providing almost another splat. And Blaze once again. Trading. And this camera is doing all sorts of weird things. It's like I can't go up, but I can't. Anyway. Q.W.R will have to go almost all the way if they want to force a game 5. TD ends up not always the best idea to go on that sponge. It's quite obvious where you are, and Lukesh is just... with 30 seconds to go, I think they're going to do the right thing and stall this one out. Blaze trying to pop the Q.W.R bomb armor, and Chich really only needs to retreat. Sparky's on a huge hunt for the... Oh, it gets him through the shield. That's really unfortunate. They're going to run straight into Gaz, who can only partially fire. But they do trade in the end, and Spin's going to pop the Stingray as fast as they can and pop the shield to bring it up. And that'll be game 4 to Krill Bill after, you know, Oceanink. A bit of radio, wireless stuff. You know, you get the whole experience when I'm streaming it. The cash with 17 is the experience you don't want to have if you are Q.W.R. And that will just about conclude the seeding tournament from my end. As you can tell, it's been a while since I have done any of this sort of organization, commentary, and doing it all in one. That's why I had color lock-in, so that I didn't have to do too much of that. So we'll go over to Squid Beats 2 and play what do we want? Since Shark's Bite is one of our newest teams into the Oceanink series, even though we didn't cover them, we'll play Shark Bites by Off the Hook to close it out. Should turn that down a little bit as well to make it have background. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. Who's streaming Splatoon that we can raid? I only know of Australian people playing, so usually we just leave it there, so that's alright. Thank you everyone for bearing with me. Thank you everyone for pinging me and yelling in my ear that my overlays are on. While I'm here, I will provide the final round results. Sailor Veemos 3-0 over Cinco Paint. Midnight 3-0 over Error 404. Valiant Veemos 3-0 over Incognito. Ink Pact. I still can't get that right. Ink Pact. Don't know why. Ink Pact 3-1 over Octo Feedback. Shark's Bite. Name of the song you're playing now. 3-0 over Blooper Reel. Untitled Splatoon Team 3-0 over Emperor. Behemoth 3-1 over Pawsitivity, who, if you haven't seen their logo, please check that out. Midnight Turfers 3-1 over Uwu. Atlantic 3-1 versus Too Fast Too Woomy. I think there's a lot of ink and nt, so that I just put an N in everything. If we go to the standings, we will find that Justice Esports has gone 5-0 as the undefeated team for today. Untitled Splatoon Team 4-1 with the one loss to Justice. Shark's Bite 4-1. Who was that lost to? Untitled Splatoon Team, I think. Yeah. Only lost to Untitled Splatoon Team, so very well done by Shark's Bite, all the way from Taiwan. Sturgeon Turf 3-2, Blooper Reel 3-2, Emperor 3-2 as well, Survey Cake 3-1, they're still going, and same with Walk the Plankton. Rounding out the 3-2s are Midnight, Valiant Veemos, Sailor Veemos, and Atlantic. The 2-3s are Cinco Paint, Too Fast Too Woomy, Ink Pact, Error 404, Behemoth, Krill, Bill, and Incognito. The two twos that are currently going are Jiki and Infinity. Inkfinity. Love how punny everyone is, and really messes up with my pronunciation. 1, 3, and 1 is Midnight Turfers. 1 and 4 is Q.W.R. and Pawsitivity. 0, 4, 1 is Octo Feedback, and 0 and 5 unfortunately is Uwu. And we have 2 teams drop for today. Walk the Plankton lost 2-3 to Survey Cake. That'll mean Survey Cake go to 3 and 2, and Walk the Plankton go... Oh, sorry, 4. Jesus. Survey Cake go 4 and 1, and Walk the Plankton go 3 and 2. So we're just waiting on Inkfinity and Jiki, and that will round out today's proceedings. Hope everyone's had fun. I certainly have, juggling all of these things. As a nice reminder that I need to have my multitasking on point, and that I need... to not have too many windows open so that everything's blocked up. And that I always need to look over to the other monitor every now and then. Or just have a swap to gameplay after whatever timer, as it's been inbuilt into the thing, which I don't use. And of course, there's another tournament tomorrow for lower division teams, 4 to 7, Circuit Down Under, hosted by Silaris. Please check that out if you are eligible. There's also a little event called PAX Australia next weekend, which many players will be going to and competing in the various format tournaments there. On Friday is Salmon Run. On the Saturday is 3v3 Turf War, and on the Sunday is 4v4 Ranked. I of course will be stuck in Perth, not going, but that's fine. There's always another year when I actually have a bit more time and money, but I've already decided that I'm got some other holidays booked, so a bit difficult around the time, and I don't know, I haven't been into other games as much lately, and there's only Pokemon there. Really, not all that interested in the other games, not even PC games or any of that, so it'd be a bit of a waste to spend $1,000 just to play a 2-hour Splatoon tournament, but that is some people's choice. So I hope everyone has fun with that and meets people and is able to bring faces to names. And Infinity has gone 2-3 against Jiki. So I guess for your full results, click the bracket, and it'll take you there. We got 43 viewers, that's a nice amount. Healthy amount for just a seeding tournament. And then the series proper will be starting on Monday the 14th. So I hope you've all registered and you're all ready for that. Yeah. One last refresh of the bracket and I'll do a little sign off. So thank you for everyone for playing today. We will take these results and as well as last week's results and as well as any scrims and feedback for where you think you should be placed. Please send it through to the series admins and we'll put it into the consideration pile. So congrats to our top 4 today. Justice, 5-0 as mentioned. Untitled Splatoon team, Survey Cake and Sharks Bite sharing the 4-1 results. Plenty of teams on 3-2 and 2-3. So really good spread all around. Good to see Emperor come back after they dropped in the previous series. And they have gone 3-2 this time. A new team from Taiwan, Shark Spider, as mentioned, 4-1. I don't think I covered any of their games, but some others did, so we'll be watching those with interest. Cinco Paint, another new team with Bob and Gookie, going 2-3. So maybe a bit of coordination work to do for them. Pawsitivity going 1-4-0, getting that win as we saw in round 2. Against Era 404. And I think that'll just about do us. Don't forget to register for the series. We'll see you all when it starts on Monday the 14th, and enjoy the rest of your weekend and the next weekend after that.